Welcome to a little out to Google / research workshop. Google is a very important tool, or I guess search engines are. There's a ton of stuff on the interwebs, and it's good to know tools or how to find stuff or how to look for either specific things or to find books, articles, or journals, encyclopedias, or even textbooks. So this is what kind of we'll be going over, some Google stuff, some of the databases like Yale, JSTOR, EBSCO, and like using O'Reilly, which is a very unknown thing that we have through Moorpark. So first off, with Google, there are actually a bunch of operators and tools you can use within Google. It's part of the search engine optimization tools, and basically just some small things that you can do to improve your search results, more specific, or getting rid of things, or etc. And so just going through some, so adding basically like a character, adding some characters like the dash for a word will completely ignore that word in the results. So as a suggestion, if you're looking for video games but you don't want Halo to come up, you can type in video games and then you type dash Halo, and nothing about Halo should return in search results. There'll be more examples later, but just a pretty basic one. Another one being the tilde, the little squiggly guy next to your number one. Adding that before a word will search for a similar word. So I can think of a quick one, but if you're searching for like games, you could do tilde games, and it'll return results that are like games or similar to the word games. If you add quotes around a word or phrase, it will match as many exact words as possible. So let's say you're maybe looking for a car, but you want a specific car, so you can look up something like cars and then put Honda Civic within quotes, and that will specifically search for cars relating specifically to Honda Civic, matching those exact words. Adding two periods for numbers or dates will search between those terms. So something like if you're looking between maybe the dates of 1920 and 1930, you can search up like dates and then 1920 ... 1930, and it will return numbers basically between 1920 and 1930. So it's like between those two terms. You can also add a money sign, so something like the US dollar sign, or maybe a euro or other money symbol thingy, whatever. Search for prices. So if you're looking for something, you can type money and you will get prices or results. Another one being adding the asterisk, adding the asterisk and any point in, let's say, maybe a word or phrase, or I guess mostly phrases, will search and it will be replaced by any word or phrase, or Google will kind of replace any word or phrase, replacing that asterisk. So something like having a asterisk time will return results like having a good time, maybe having a fun time, having a bad time. It'll basically fill in and replace that asterisk. Then you can even do stuff like Boolean operators, so like or and, or using the little pipeline or the and symbol will return results based off the Boolean operation. So maybe if you're looking for some food, you could do something like noodles or rice, and then your search results will return noodles or rice, so things all related to noodles or to rice. Or maybe if you want something with both noodles and rice, you can go ahead and use and type noodles and rice, both of them using caps, or again those symbols, and those will kind of refine those searches, giving you the or the both of and. Then you can use parentheses to group terms. So you can group these terms within parentheses for like an operator. So maybe you're looking for gas, but you have maybe a gas card or something, so you're specifically looking for a Shell or a Chevron maybe. So you can do Shell or Chevron, and that'll kind return gas that relates to a shell or a chevron. Another function is the around, and this will find results that the will refine results that the terms are close by to one another by that much. So let's say maybe you're wanting to know about Tesla, what Tesla and Edison did together, and you want to find an article where they talk about each other's names, very close. You can do Tesla around 3 Edison, and that should return results where Tesla, the name Tesla, or the word Tesla, and Edison are next to each other within 3 words or so. So they're very close. Then, of course, there's always like the built-in search stuff like near me, open now, etc. for other stuff. And these are just a couple of the websites I was looking through. So for more details or like for more samples or other things, check those out. I will post this in the bulletin board so y'all can check it out. And moving on to the next kind of set is, besides some just characters and stuff like that, you can use the colon that has some special functions to it. And just in this little slide, the quotes I use are just whatever the term is that you're searching for. So something you can do is when you're in Google, you can just do define colon and then type your word after, and it basically you'll search for the definition of whatever the term is you put after the colon. And there's a whole bunch of these, so just going through, you can do define, or if you want some synonyms, you can do synonym colon, and you'll search for some synonyms of whatever that word is. Another one being cite. So let's say I have some more examples that'll slide, but let's say you're just looking for a specific site. You can search whatever the topic is, and then only return, and then you only want to return certain sites. You can do cite colon, and then put whatever the certain site is, and that will search for that first term and only return the specific sites or domains they put after the colon. Some other ones being in text or all in text, which basically search for the terms after the colon, returning results only found within the text of the search. So you know how when you search things, but when you search something, it has like the title with the link or whatever, and then like the little snippet of text. So in text or all in text will only return results where what you're looking for is in that little snippet, basically not in the title or kind of anything. And then, of course, all in text is that all the words have to be within that text, as opposed to a couple or two. And then the opposite being in title and all in title, which will search for the terms, returning results that are only in the title, not in the little snippet body of text. And again, all in title, search for all the terms within title. Another one being related. So if you are searching for something and you want find like a related site or domain, you can do that, and it'll search for other sites or domains related to that specific site that you originally searching for. And then another one being in URL, which will search for the term, returning the results with the term within the actual address or URL address of whatever the website is. So not being in the title, not being in the text, but specifically in URL address. Another one you can do is if you're looking for more specific dates, you can do date range is another function, which searches for dates. But however, this apparently only works in the Julian date format, which is a very odd format that I kind of just learned about while this. That takes the year, and then it takes the day from 0 to 365, so no months or anything. So it's just like January is 0 through 30 or 31. But then February 1st would be 32, etc., all the way from 0 to 365. I guess 366 on leap years, maybe. I don't know. And then another important one being file type. So if you're looking for something like PDF, maybe, or a doc, or image, or whatever, JPEG, PNG, you can search for file types, and it'll basically return that kind of file type that you search. Another one being in anchor and all in anchor, which will search for the term and only return results inside linked portions of text. So let's say in an article there's other links that have a hyperlink or whatever. In anchor and all in anchor should turn basically those kinds of results that show other links to other pages, etc. Another one, these are maybe a bit more niche, but something like cache. You can search for the most recent version of a cached web page. Might come in handy, something, but it's just another one I found. Another couple is being the weather. You can put a location in for the weather and search for the weather of whatever you put in. Another one being stocks. You can do stocks, and it'll search for the stock of whatever the term is used. Continuing to a couple bit more, there's map, which will search for map of the location or whatever, and I think it'll pull up Google Maps or etc. And another one being movie. Again, just search for the movie of whatever the term is you're for. And source is maybe a cool one. So if you're looking for news or specific news source, you can search for whatever the term is, and it'll kind of return a specific news source. Just a couple more being blog URL. So if you're looking for some blogs or whatever, some personable articles or whatever, you can do blog URL, which will search for the blog URL or search for the term and return that in a blog URL address. And then a couple others that might work or might not is like loc or location, which will kind of search for the given location or maybe search for news of. So these are a bunch of different functionalities you can use to refine your searches. And just going into a couple examples. So let's say you're interested in alternating current and you only want to know about Tesla or Edison. You can put those guys brackets, Tesla or Edison, in parentheses, not brackets, and then search for alternating current. And that should pop up with stuff about AC only related to Tesla or to Edison. And I guess we can go through those together just to kind of show what they look like. Popped up incognito, so my cookies. Copy that. Paste that. Google. And boom. So just pop up AC and really bring up only things about Edison or Tesla. Alright, another one being, let's say you're looking for Tesla, but you only want to know about Nikola Tesla, not car, or the batteries or car or anything. Go ahead and do something like that where it'll remove motors, or it'll remove anything about motors, anything about cars, batteries, and talks about the stock and other Tesla stuff. Yeah, maybe that's not the greatest. And just another one. Here's a bit more. Here's the round one. So you want to look up for Nikola Tesla and Edison. It should return results where both of those names are within around 3 words of each other. So you can see Thomas Edison, and they're only 1 word apart, 1 word apart, 1 word apart here, 1 word apart here in the little text. And so that's good for finding words that want to be close by. Another one being site. You can see what that's like. So let's say you want to look up recycling. You only want maybe government or an educational site. You can type in recycling and then put those 2 sites into parentheses and return results from the government about recycling, government, or maybe EDU. And that will really refine the search about recycle, and you won't get. You'll basically get what you want. It's another example showing all in text and in titles and stuff. All in text, the best band, and you can see that here in both in the title, but bands, text, best, and kind of works, but best, best. And basically, so that just returns stuff within the little snippet of these text. And kind of the opposite is the title. Turn the title basically only. You can do both Tesla and Musk. And so this one's got Elon Musk in it, Elon Musk and Tesla. This one's got Tesla and Elon. And it basically returns, all those blue titles. That. And just a couple more complicated ones, just showing you that you can kind of mix and match all these guys so that really refine a search. So we're only looking for the title with top 10, and let's say you want to see top 10 genres or maybe top 10 bands. Boom, you got top 10 genres in the title, top 10 genres, top 10 best music genres, top 10 best bands. Boom. Refine search, and look at you only get 8 results as opposed to maybe thousands if you look up and really refine what you're. All right, moving into some more coding related ones, just to get some examples with those. Maybe you're interested in learning about arrays or vector. If you do this too much too, you have to prove you're not a robot. Let's say you want to learn about arrays or vectors, but you don't want, let's say, stackoverflow.com. You can go ahead and put arrays or vectors and remove the site of Stack Overflow. Here we go, a couple other sites from whatever CIS is about vectors, arrays, all not including Stack Overflow. And let's say you want to do the opposite. You want to search for specifically something. You want how to debug in Visual Studio, that's specifically you want, and maybe you want it from Microsoft themselves. And boom, here you go. You got how to debug in Visual Studio. The whole thing is there, and it's specifically from Microsoft.com, Microsoft.com, Microsoft. The last one is this guy. So let's say you want to look up classes, but let's say maybe you want to learn it in C++ or Java, and you don't want to know about structs. You don't want a struct to appear. Let's say you want the site geeksforgeeks.org. So here we go. We got C++, classes, Geeks for Geeks, understanding classes in Java, Geeks for Geeks, and yeah, there's still a ton of results, I guess, for that. But you can see you can kind of mix and match all these guys to remove words, remove sites. Do 2 sites. This site or that site. Do a whole bunch of just mix and match things to really refine your search and just get better results. So you have to look less. It just does it a bit more automatic. And that's pretty much it for the Google search operators. So they're just, again, some of these characters, and then there's all these functionalities where you can really refine your search to get what you want. And along with Google, there are some pretty cool things called databases. I'm sure you've heard about them. I learned about this again from my English class where we had to do some research. So they recommended all these databases that we have through Moorpark, and that are like paid through Moorpark. So we'll go through a bit of an example with the databases, but these are geared for articles and journals and encyclopedias and stuff like that for real kind of educational and primary source kind of material. So to get there, just on the home page, you can click on library and it'll take you to this page, and then you should be able to click on databases and it takes you to the A through Z databases. So just to show through that, if you're at the home page of Moorpark, go here, academic programs, click on library, boom, got databases, click on databases, and it'll take you here. And some of the most popular ones are here, the EBSCO Academic Search Complete, another one being the Gale. So there's like the one file which has articles or ebooks that has books, ebooks. and some other stuff. Another one being JSTOR. That's another good. And then we'll get to O'Reilly later. That's a bit of a different one. But as for databases goes, that's kind of the ones I recommend using. And they have a lot of good stuff. So Gale has some articles. EBSCO has some more, is another database with more journals and articles and stuff. And then JSTOR is another good one that has a lot of journals and stuff as well. So just to go through some examples, just kind of go through one quick. And this is all again paid through through Moorpark. So you have to be signed in to kind of use it, and it'll time you out eventually, and you'll have to kind of reload it. Yep. All right, so let's say I don't know, maybe you wanna just do a pretty basic one, computer science. Boom. See, there's 480,000 results relating to computer science from this from Academic Search Complete. What I like to do is there's also a whole bunch of filters and stuff that also refine your search a little more user friendly than maybe typing it in. I like to do the full text that basically returns only things with a full PDF or HTML text of the journal or article. That knocked off about a quarter of them. But yeah, these are really great. And I mean, when I was researching 3D printing, this is what I used, and there was so many fascinating. I mean, I guess maybe I can do it too. There's so many fascinating articles I read through 3D printing and some of the technology that was being written about, documented through text. So there's just a ton, but maybe go into just a example. Anyone want to shout out a quick topic, computer science related, maybe?
Semicolons, go.
Semicolons. Okay. I don't know if that'll bring up coding stuff, but
Oh, dang it.
maybe we can do semicolons.
Data types? All
No data
semicolons
types.
programming. Perfect.
No results. Boo.
Wow.
Data
The data type.
types.
Perfect. If you maybe just didn't understand a specific data type that came up.
And also, I forgot, there is similar things. So if you want, see, it's searching for data and types, but you want data types to be a thing, you can put them in quotes.
So it only looks for data types.
So here, let me take a peek at one of these. Pretty cool. It gives you a whole like research, documentation of people. Alexander Alexandrovich Ribano,
Woo!
all
Those
over
are
the
some
world,
names.
worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't really know what it's talking about, but I'm sure if you read through this, know something, learn something.
Yeah, I thought some similar data types up there. Right, go down a little bit. Right there. We got
Blob.
a nice int
Yeah,
and
you
blob.
got a blob too.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wonder what that's for.
yeah. You also got to be careful of like, since this seems like Russian. Um, maybe it was translated or whatever, and there we do type code in English here, but people can use other languages to code in other countries. So there might be translation stuff, but cool stuff.
That's a job market. You can code translator.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, I mean that already kind of exists because it already puts it all into assembly, which is kind of more universal. I think
Yeah.
maybe I don't know.
There's no mixing words there.
So maybe just to get a different one, instead of going through the journals, we can go through some books. So we can look up, maybe do programming language, see what they got here.
O'Reilly's is amazing. We
Or
gotta hit
throw
that
out a
one.
language. Go.
Oh, guys, Python. There we go.
Python.
Look at all those Python books.
Look at all them chicken. All right.
Is
I
this
guess there
a
isn't.
CS book?
Okay, maybe I have to.
This looks like a gigant. This doesn't look like the like
Yeah.
CS. But I want to know about the Python that's screwing up the government.
Yeah. I'm trying to. How do I haven't used this one as much for the full text. Some of the stuff there's a way to do it, but I don't know Monty Python. If you learn about Monty Python,
There we go.
we can do it. None.
Not very CS
Really.
friendly, this one is.
Probably not very CS
Um,
friendly, but
just put
you
C++.
can learn.
Or
Probably look up some other interesting stuff, maybe networking or. Let's see.
hey, look at that. All those. Oh yeah.
No, social
Okay.
networking, business networking.
This
So
seems to have a large. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I was just saying more general kind of topics, I guess, broad. That's why we'll get to O'Reilly later. But this is just another one. Got some books, and then again, don't have to go through it really. But JSTOR, you want to shout out another thing to check?
Just O'Reilly's pretty much. Like that's always one that
Yeah,
I tell
but
everybody whenever I'm
JSTOR is
helping
another
them.
one. Journals, book chapters, research
Yep.
reports.
3 myths of computer science. Look at that.
Down. Computers can be understood on two levels. But yeah, so those are some three big ones of the databases that are pretty handy and useful and can be explored broader than just maybe coding and computer science, but pretty good just in general. And then the last one being O'Reilly. If you guys have not heard of O'Reilly, this is a kind of insane thing that we have through Moorpark, where they have legitimately, well, I guess it says here, over 35,000 books, and not just books, but like textbooks. So all these textbooks are free through Moorpark, and they're legitimate full textbooks. You can look up basically almost any subject. So more specific to CS, you can look up programming languages, C, C++, Python, Java, maybe Rust, or maybe you want to learn about Linux and networking, or maybe you want to learn about digital logic, etc. And here are just a couple that I looked up that maybe you kind of know. Digital logic design. So specific to digital logic, it's a full textbook. It's got 500 pages. Maybe you've heard of this book, Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. That book is on there for free through Moorpark. So if you want to learn Python, a bit of automation, highly recommend that one. And yeah, pretty much anything. Java, they have some Java books. Linux, they do some stuff with Linux. And just to show you, that is also again on this database pages, and it's just down here at O'Reilly Media. And again, all these are through Moorpark to be signed in, so it's easiest to just go through the website, sign in through. It's asking, but it'll take a second. Boom, got it. So shout out a topic you're interested in, want a textbook on.
Game development.
Game development. Boom.
Yeah, there we go.
So learn game development, some frameworks and processing. Learn Unity for Android specific. Game design and stuff. And all these are full textbooks. So crack this guy open. Go faster. There are 250 pages, a full textbook on learning Unity for Android game development. This is pretty more specific to, or a little bit more specific and detailed for some topics.
Mhm. Now,
Roblox,
mm,
Roblox. Yeah, I
what if
mean
I
they
only
have
know Python
yeah,
and I want to do game development?
5.
You got this. Yeah,
Boom, Pygame,
there we go.
full textbook on only an hour.
By
In an
Groot.
hour, George, you can learn how to game with Pygame.
By Groot.
I am. Yeah, this one is probably the most underrated and unknown thing we have at Moorpark, and take advantage of it. I mean, there are the usual textbooks you have to get for classes, but those are just like a general, like like, let's just to look up one. I'm sure we have all taken C++. I don't think that orange book is on here, but they have tons of other books that are very similar and definitely go over similar topics, or even some other different topics, explain it in different ways. But yeah, I mean, just there are just tons of textbooks on here. They're all free again, and this is probably the best thing to look up if you want to learn something on your own. Look up maybe. I'm taking Chinese next semester. Let's see if there's a. Oh, Chinese cybersecurity. Maybe Chris and George, you'll be in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe not so Chinese. So much Chinese.
The Bling Dynasty. That's what I want to know
Yeah,
about.
the Bling Dynasty.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, O'Reilly, really good. Use it. Check it out. Another pretty good thing I found was if you hover over the side, there's a couple things. There's a home page, but then there's a thing called Answers where it just has. It shows you some examples, but I thought some of these examples were actually pretty cool. One of them, like, there's this question here: what is a lambda function in Java? And I went ahead and clicked on that, and it brought me to like the quote about what a lambda function is in Java, and it went through a whole thing. And just to kind of show you an example here, so if we go through answers here, we'll kind of look through one. But it showed more than this, and I'll show you. But let's see which one looks good.
Mm. About what are oh man, these are all tough. How do I design a stepper motor driver? That I don't know what any of that meant.
So this is just an example, but if you got a question, I guess you can ask, and it takes me to this little
Oh.
thing, and it's got a little. It has the book, and just a thing to scroll through relating exactly to it, and it has like a thing to flip through. Basically, all these kind of things that answer what the question is. How do I design a stepper motor driver? Um, and I found this pretty cool. I mean, holy shit! Look at this one. I mean, this has got it all. Physics and stuff, and
Wow.
pretty fun code.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's hard to. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, you can just ask a question. So I don't know if you got to think of a question, George,
Ooh.
Mr. Participant.
Yeah, I know. I'm your magician's assistant right now. Let me see.
All right. What about you, Sarah? You got a question? I know you got questions.
Ooh.
Like computer science related or like
I don't
And
know. Whatever education. If you just have maybe a question about something, and we'll just see if pop up with an answer.
off the top of my head I can't think of anything. So
Okay. All right, George.
all right. Let's see. How to how to how to draw and how to draw. How to draw.
How to draw?
Maybe it won't come up with.
Boom. How to draw? Got first answer
Hey,
sketchbook that teaches you how to draw.
oh, how
Uh,
to integrate. That's a good one. How to integrate too. Nice. Okay.
well, it's more than just math integration. This is integrating
Yeah.
whatever this is, Windows and something with the phone.
But that's when we use our other tools that we learned earlier to specify what we want to search
Yeah,
for.
I don't know if it works. Let's see. Boom! It maybe does.
There we go.
Oh, just kidding. It says
There
Windows
we
there,
go.
but it's different.
But let's see. Can you do like math or calculus for no for that one? Oh, okay.
Oh, for what?
I meant add it at the end if it was gonna be that specific.
Doesn't.
That's something. We're getting close.
A little more mathy related, but it's just using Python.
Well, there we
So
go.
there you
Now we
go.
know how to integrate in Python.
Yeah, Python integration. Never have to do it yourself again.
Oh yeah. The
You can even
computer.
graph it.
You can graph oscillating functions, guys. This is so much fun.
Make a tree.
Another fun thing of programming.
But yeah, I thought this was really cool. You can, if you just have a legitimate question, just go to answers here. See what answers you will find. And then of course you can explore if you're feeling lucky or something new works. Bunch of stuff. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of searching tools you can use either through Google, searching through databases through Moorpark, or again using O'Reilly to find textbooks related to whatever kind of topic you're learning or topic one about. Tons of resources online, and tons of ways to refine your searches, so that if you do have a question specific to coding, maybe you can use some of this stuff to learn about classes, pointers, whatever weird, maybe memory or RAM. Like use it all. Can just mess with it, mix and match. Just really refine your searches. Got any maybe questions, comments?
Do a
This,
lot of these what's it called shortcuts only work with a Google search, or like do you think Bing
it might work with. It
introduces it,
probably works with Bing. I don't know.
or Opera since it has its own kind of starter as well? Well, that's not a search engine, but yeah, it's a cool looking box.
Yeah, let's try this one.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
I guess it doesn't.
it doesn't look like it does. Okay.
Bing trash.
That's why this is a how to Google
Yeah.
seminar.
All right. Was this kind of helpful? Did you guys kind of learn something? Maybe you use it. Is it useful?
Oh yeah. I'm personally going to be using a lot of this. Are you going to upload this, by the way?
Yeah. No, this will be uploaded. I
Okay.
was. Do you want me to just upload the PowerPoint or maybe fit it into the document? Just do the doc.
You can upload the video and then the PowerPoint after,
Cool.
kind of like a cliff note,
Yeah.
because having all of these easy to reach for if you're like, oh, but in the seminar, yeah, perfect. These are awesome.
Chris, Luke, Sarah, you guys learned something useful?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I didn't know about the textbook thing, O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
I usually just use archive.org to find like all like PDFs of stuff and everything, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very unknown for some reason, but O'Reilly's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Is
especially for
Moorpark still funding O'Reilly?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yep.
why I did
That's
it.
good.
That's why it works. See, they seem to still be funding it unless they're embezzling money through it or something. I don't know.
I just remember Ed.
Right, yeah, Ed would always throw it, and that's why I'm throwing it out there because people seem to don't know. You okay there, Luke? You keep leaving in the.
No, dude, my internet's been like
Okay.
buddy this past like a whole hour, so
Alright. All good. No worries. It's all recorded. Did you learn something then? Is it kind of useful?
yeah, I did.
Cool.
It was pretty fucking useful.
Cool. This was just the first attempt. I'll put some more work and stuff, and next semester I'll show you guys some even more better googling things.
Oh my gosh. Next level.
Next level googling. That's what we'll call it. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'll just wrap it up for the recording. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching the recording if you watch it.